Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Flammy, and in this episode of Ray Decay, I'm gonna be starting my reaction to (G)I-DLE's I Burn album, which was released literally I believe yesterday or the day before that. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not sure exactly where this video is gonna be up, so that might be a little confusing. But the point is that it was released in the last few days. And I'm pretty excited to check it out, even though the title track didn't blow me away as much as I was hoping that it was going to. I'm pretty curious to see whether there are going to be some really good songs in the B-sides, especially because I literally reacted like 2 days ago to MC&D's B-sides. And hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Flammy, and in this episode of Ray Decay, I'm going to be reacting to (G)I-DLE's I Burn album, which was released, I believe, either yesterday or the day before that. It was released in the last few days. I'm pretty excited to check out the B-sides of this album, even though the title track wasn't the most mind-blowing thing ever. As I said in that reaction, it definitely felt epic and iconic, but I feel like it didn't quite live up, the song itself didn't quite live up to the expectation of the music video, and just could have been a little better, you know. But it's not a bad song. So I'm hopeful that there's probably gonna be some really cool B-sides in this, but I don't know. Technically this could be considered the first time I'm reacting to their B-sides, and it genuinely might be the first time I'm reacting to their B-sides. But it's not the first time I've checked out their B-sides, because I listened to the album which has the songs Dahlia in it, and a bunch of other ones I just do not remember the name of, but that's the album that I've listened to in terms of the B-sides. So that's pretty much the only comparison I have for B-sides, so I'm curious where these B-sides are gonna fit in terms of that. But before we get into the reaction, there are two things that I have to mention. First of all, there's a possibility that I might have to split this video into two because some companies end up blocking videos if you feature more than 3 B-sides for some reason. I don't know why they do that, but some have done that, and it is mainly Big Hit that does that, so screw Big Hit. That's one more reason for me to hate them. But there is a small possibility that I might have to split this video as well, so you'll probably know depending on which songs are listed in the name of the video. So if it's not all the songs of the album, or if there's a part 1 written, you know that there is a part 2 and that it's coming after this, or you can just look it up on my channel. But it's probably not gonna happen. And the second thing is that if you end up enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you end up going to my Patreon and subscribing to any of the tiers that I've created over there. Because as much as I love doing these videos for fun and for you guys to enjoy, and will keep doing these videos for free, I need to support myself in some way, and currently the only way I can do so is if you guys go over to Patreon and donate, because on YouTube I can't make money right now because of 2 reasons. First of all, I need 1,000 subscribers to be able to make money off of AdSense, and as you can see, I only have about close to 500. We're not there yet, but we're very close. And 2, even if I had 1,000 subscribers, these K-pop reactions get claimed by the companies who own the groups. So any of the money that could have made off of these reactions go towards the companies, which is completely fine, but it essentially means that I don't make any money off of this. So literally the only way I can support myself is if you guys decide to support me. But I don't want to guilt trip you or force you into helping me out, so if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. It's completely up to you. But if you don't do this, at the very least, I hope that you would be fine with liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and checking out some of my other videos. And especially if you share this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it, because other than monetarily support, that is the second best way to help me out and to help out the channel. But anyway, enough with me talking. Without further ado, let's jump into the reactions. Starting off with the first song of the album, which is called, interestingly enough, HANN, which is a song that I compared the title track of this album to. But apparently it's a little bit of a different name, because HANN in the title track, like from, I think it was their second title track, their first comeback. I think the name of the song specifically was Alone, while in this one it's Alone in the Winter. So it seems like it's a little bit of a wordplay, which is an interesting thing for G Idol to do, because their name is literally a wordplay, so that's interesting. And for those of you who haven't seen my album reactions before, basically I'm gonna be checking out every single song of the B-sides, excluding the title track, since I've already done a reaction to that only once, and pretty much I'm gonna form my opinion only on the one listen, which is different from my usual title track reaction, from my title track reactions, where I do 2 reactions to each song. And that is the case only unless I really like a B-side. If I like it a lot, I'll give it a second listen, or if I feel that I don't really understand it, maybe I'll give it a second listen, but for the most part I stick to doing just one, because otherwise it's gonna take me like 10 hours to do all the reactions that I have to do, especially today, since I have to react to Victon's album, which is like 13 songs, and to the Treasure album, which is like 5 or 6 songs as well. So yeah, it's a lot. But without further ado, let's start off this reaction with HANN, aka Alone in the Winter, in 3, 2, 1. I'm not really expecting much off of this song, because it seems like it's the intro. But it looks like it's gonna be a full-on song, and the little bit I heard of it when deciding whether I should react to it, it sounded like a song. It actually sounds pretty good. I was worried that it's probably gonna be a song that I'm not gonna like, but I actually am kind of liking it. And it's weird because it's also a very slow song. Poor Shuhua. Even in a B-side, they're just giving her single vowel words to say. Instead of singing, he's just supposed to say la 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 la. So disrespectful. Like, if you're not gonna give her lines to sing, why is she in the group in that case? Just for people to complain about her not getting lines? This is a really good song for the vocals. Like, I'm really impressed by the vocals. I've never really noticed G Idol's vocals that much, but this song really puts it on display how good they are. Wait, is that it? I was expecting maybe one last final drop. Okay, so definitely this song found some ways to impress me, because I did end up listening to a little bit of it before doing the reaction to decide whether I should do it, because by and large I tend to skip the intros and the outros of albums, because usually they're just instrumentals and there's no point for me to react to it, because not only I will never listen to it again, but there's not even much to talk about when reacting to it, so I'm just gonna be sitting here blankly staring at the screen and saying nothing. So when I heard it at first, I was worried it was going to be just a boring ballad, but it actually was pretty interesting, pretty impressive as well, because personally I've never really thought of G-idle as these super impressive vocally kind of group. They've always been like, I don't know, they've always been impressive thanks to Seon's rapping, to me at least, and they've just been like your typical girl crush kind of girl group. Not to demean them or anything, it's just like kind of how I've always seen them. Like they've definitely had the original style, but they've still been doing this kind of like girl crushy kind of stuff. Never seen them like this impressively vocal group, you know. Like in this way, I can really compare them vocally to Mamamoo, and I've never seen G-idle be like Mamamoo in that regard, you know. They've always seemed like more your typical girl group. So it is interesting to see them be so good with the vocals in this one. So I really like that about it. But still, for me personally, I don't really think I would listen to this song that much. Maybe occasionally, because it is a really good song in terms of the vocals, but it's just not the kind of music that I listen to most of the time. I tend to listen to the hard-hitting, easy replayability kind of songs, and this is not that. So while occasionally I would want a song with more sophisticated feel to it, like this one, for the most part I'll not really listen to it, but it is a really, really good song. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 9.2 out of 10. I don't want to give it too much because it's the first song of the album after all, but we're off to a solid start for sure. Although I am really bothered by the fact that Chuhua is disrespected even more in this song, I would say, than, I mean, I don't know if it's more than the title track, but like, even in the B-sides, really? You wouldn't give her lines even in the B-sides? Even if she is a bad singer or she can't speak Korean, for fuck's sake. Give her some lines, not just letters. Or just single syllable words. Like, this is what was the song, Senorita, I believe it was, where she was like, and people thought it was egregious back then, but even in the fucking B-sides, are you kidding me? Like, he's shown that she's a competent singer. Why is she suddenly not allowed to sing again? Like, I'm not even the kind of person to complain about this kind of stuff, and it's bothering me. For the most part, I don't really care unless it's super egregious or I feel like the song could have benefited having more singers or having more equal representation. Yeah, it's still a good song, but even if it was a perfect song, just because Shuhua is not given any lines, basically it's not given any lines, I cannot give it a 10 out of 10. So yeah, let's continue the reaction with the next song, Moon. So let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, see? She can sing now, apparently. But she couldn't for the title track in the first song. That's an interesting inflection for this song. So this song so far is definitely more your typical kind of K-pop song than a B-side. And it doesn't really have, it didn't have a strong of a start as the last song did. But I already like it a little more, not only because it's more your typical K-pop song, but because Shuhua has actual freaking lines. Also, this inflection definitely adds a little bit of an edge to this song. Also, I don't know if G-idol had this kind of vibe to their songs before Lion, but nowadays every single song of theirs, to me, sounds like the kind of song you would hear as like a background music or like an opening theme to a talent show. It genuinely has that kind of vibe to it, and I kind of like that, honestly. Especially because when I was a kid, I used to watch my country's version of the Got Talent shows. And I'm nostalgic about that time, so whenever I hear songs that sound like the theme song of that show, I get nostalgic. Wait, did Soyeon even have headlines during this song? Maybe it happened when I was talking, but I didn't really notice it. Okay, so the second song of the album, I would say, continues a pretty good streak of the song so far. Like, on average, I feel like I'm assuming or expecting the rest of the album to probably be in about the same level of quality. But the point I'm trying to make is that even if the quality still stays kind of the same, and it's pretty good that the quality. The point I'm trying to make is that even if the quality stays about the same, which is still a pretty high level, I'm really expecting or wanting something to really blow me away. Because this song is good, like I enjoy it, and I enjoy that Shuhua has more lines in this one, and in general I enjoy that it's more of like a typical K-pop song and typical B-side. Even though there wasn't anything particularly mind-blowing about this song, except maybe Shuhua actually having lines. But I'm really hoping that there's gonna be a song in this album that's really gonna blow my mind away, because if it doesn't, it's still gonna be a good album, but I don't know if I will be okay with like putting this album in like one of the best albums of the year, because on average the quality is gonna be pretty high, which is not unheard of or unexpected for G-idol. They genuinely have on average really good B-sides, and they're one of the few groups that I can enjoy most of their B-sides, no problem whatsoever. But I am really hoping for a really mind-blowing song. So far the closest one is obviously the first song, Alone in the Winter, and that is because I didn't expect to hear such good vocals or such a focus on vocals. But yeah, we still have like 3 songs to go, so there's plenty of time for my mind to be blown, but I genuinely expect like the rest of the album to be in this kind of realm of quality and not really too mind-blowing, you know? But yeah, in terms of the ratings for this song, I'm going to give it an 8.3 out of 10. And yeah, as I said that this is more typical K-pop song, so I like it because of that. But also, your typical K-pop song sits in the range between an 8 and a 9 out of 10 for me personally, so yeah, that's where I'm gonna rate this. Because again, there wasn't anything mind-blowing about this song. It was an okay song that I'll probably listen to a little bit, but there wasn't anything that really made it stand out that much. Maybe the inflection, but that's not really that much, you know. But it's still a good song. It's a very enjoyable song and better than most K-pop B-sides, but for G-idol it's about the typical level of quality, you know. So yeah, let's get into the next song of this video, that being G-idol Where Is Love, in 3, 2, 1.
어두운 밤 창가에 바람을 머금다 문득 너가 떠올라 가볍게 웃었나 무너졌던 기억들이 조금씩 무뎌지고 너를 놓고 나를 찾고 비로소 또 웃음들이 다시금 채워지며 너를 잊고.
Okay, I don't want to say anything too early, but so far it's a little weak. It's definitely the weakest song already. Okay, I love the sound of that Where Is Love, but I am not a big fan of instrumental choruses. So it definitely loses a few points because of that. Hey, Shukua headlines again. Oh, now they switch it up with Sujin singing the chorus. Like, by far the best part of this song is the chorus. But it's also a little bogged down by the fact that it's more of an instrumental chorus rather than a singing bass chorus. But I really love the sound of Where Is Love during the chorus. So this song definitely stands out a little more than the last one at the very least. I swear, if you don't give Shukua the right to sing at least one Where Is Love, I'm going to kill Kpop CEO. Are you serious? Are you serious? I think literally everybody else got to sing one Where Is Love at the very least. Except Shuho. Or at least I'm blind. May otherwise. Maybe Yuki didn't sing it, but I'm pretty sure she did, because even Soyeon, who is a rapper in this group, not a singer, even though she occasionally does sing, she also ended up singing during the chorus, but not Shuhua, because for some reason either the group or the company hates her, or maybe she just voluntarily chooses not to have lines, although that doesn't necessarily make sense. Although before it has been said that she was afraid and wasn't really that skilled in Korean, so that is the reason why she didn't sing that much. She asked not to sing that much. So I don't know if that's the case here now, but I do need an explanation for this, because this is egregious and not fair. And like, I'm not even the kind of person to really get worked up by this kind of stuff, but I'm just annoyed. Like, it's not fucking fair. But anyway, going back to the song, I can't really say for sure whether it would be my favorite song of the ones that we've seen so far, but I would say it's probably about the same as the first song, Alone in the Winter, because both have some cool standout things about them that make the songs really stand out from other B-sides by G-Idol, but they're not really songs that I would replay or listen to that much. Maybe occasionally, but not really. They don't really have that replayability factor. Although this one probably has it more than Alone in the Winter. But still, for this song, only the chorus part is like really good. The rest of it is kind of like serviceable to good for me. So if I ever play this song or listen to this song, it would be pretty much only because of the chorus. And again, it bothers me how Shuhu is the only member who doesn't get to sing Where Is Love, so that's complete bullshit. Yeah, in terms of the ratings for this song, I'm going to give it an 8.8 out of 10, which is pretty much in the middle between the last two songs. Which makes sense because this one is a little bit more typical K-pop like compared to the first song, Alone in the Winter, but it also has something that makes it stand out more compared to Moon. But still, G-Idol's B-sides in general, the quality is pretty high, like your average quality of the B-sides is pretty high, but they don't really have that much mind-blowingly good B-sides, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like the fact that the average quality of their B-side is well above most groups is already a thing to be proud of, but yeah, I don't know. I still like it, like this one though, and probably out of the three songs so far, this one might be the one that I would listen to the most, just because of how good the chorus is. Even though the fact that it's a little bit of an instrumental chorus does bother me, but yeah, it's still a good song. It still has enough for me to like it, but god damn it, why is Shuhua so mistreated? It's bullshit at this point. It's complete bullshit. And I'm sorry for excessively swearing, but it's just bothering me and pissing me off. But yeah, let's continue with the reaction with the second to last song, Lost, in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that sounds good. Both her singing and the instrumental. I wish the guitar was stronger though. I don't understand why K-pop songs don't really have stronger guitars in the instrumentals. For some reason, even if they include it, it's still gonna be like the background. Again, I'm happy that Chokua has lines. It's probably the best lines that she's had so far. In this album, at least. Oh, that's a good verse. Soyeon's rapping has been a little bit of a hit or miss for me recently, but especially in this album, but I really like this one. I'm not gonna even say anything. Why are all these songs so short? What the hell? Like, I think every single song in this song has barely even crossed the 3-minute mark. Why? Why? Like, why? I don't get that. But okay, so far, out of the songs of this album, I think this one has, how to say it, the most possibility to it. Like, after one listen, I already like it a lot, and it overall feels like it's the most sophisticated and the highest quality out of the B-sides, and it feels like a K-pop song compared to like the first song, Alone in Winter, which was a really good song, but it didn't exactly feel like a K-pop song. It felt more like just a song focused on singing, not really a K-pop song per se. So this one feels as sophisticated as Alone in the Winter, but it still feels as a K-pop song. But only after the first listen alone, I'm still not completely sold on this song. So after just a first listen, even though I think the song is really good, I'm still not completely sold on it. I feel like after listening to it 2 or 3 or more times, it's definitely gonna grow on me much more than it already has. But I don't really have the time to listen to it a second time, because as I explained, I don't really do that unless I really enjoy a song. And especially today, even though I enjoyed this song a lot, I don't really have the time because I still have to react to a 13-song album by Victon and another album by Treasure, which is like 4 or 6 songs, I'm not exactly sure how many. So even though for this song is the song that needs an actual second listen, I can't really give it to it. But it does feel like with a little bit of a work on it, could definitely work as a title track, so there's that. So I'm definitely considering that in terms of the rating. And honestly, I'm gonna be generous on this one. I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10 because I think I can definitely see if it's going to improve after a second listen. I can definitely see where it's going to go, and it is going to be about a 9 out of 10. Maybe 9.4 at most, but I'm still gonna stick with a 9 out of 10 because it's not a definite thing. Like, if I had to listen to it a second time, I probably would be a little bit more sure of it, but right now it's going to be a 9 out of 10, which is still a pretty high score. But as an overall song, this is the most complete one out of the B-sides for sure. It's definitely the one that feels the most complete and most like a title track. But we still need one more song to listen to, which is going to be the final song, and I hope we end up with a good song. And so far, there's no reason for me to be worried about it being bad. Not just because of how good the songs of this album are, but in general with G-Idol's music. So without further ado, let's get into the last song of this video, which is G-Idol's Dahlia, which is a very interesting name, so I'm curious how the song's gonna sound like. So let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I like the beginning already. I just hope it ends up being good. Okay, so far so good. Ooh, okay, it's ramping up and I already like it a lot. Okay, I guess this one is another case of like an instrumental chorus like, or maybe not. Okay, I think this might be my favorite out of the B-sides. Still have to listen to it fully through, but it's definitely on a track to get there. I really like the pre-chorus. It's really good. The chorus is a little disappointing, a very little, but it's still not really too bad. And the second half of it, where it's more focused on singing rather than just instrumental, definitely makes up for it. I believe this song is written by Yuki. No, this one is written by me. Last one was written by Yuki. This one is written by Mini. I can definitely see the similarities with the last song that I've heard from her that she's written. But I actually didn't know that the last song, which I said is the best, was partially written by Yuki, so that's cool. Because Yuki is my bias. Why are all these songs barely crossing the goddamn 3-minute mark? Like, why? Couldn't you write like 10 seconds more? Like, why? Especially with the videos that I'm using for these reactions, which is like the lyric videos of Zati Farhani, I believe is the name of the YouTube channel. These kind of lyric channels tend to put some of their own music at the end of the video so they can actually claim it and make money off of it, which is something interesting that maybe I should consider, but I'm not that much of an eye, so I do believe the groups deserve to make the money off of my reaction. I just wish I could make at least like a percentage out of this video, because only like parts of this video are with the songs, the rest of it is just me talking like right now. But anyway, I like this song. The vibe, I definitely like the vibe of the song the most. The post-chorus is also really cool, but in general the thing that I like most about it is the vibe and the beginning. Like, the beginning made me think that it's going to go in a little bit of a darker direction, and it would have been a little bit more interesting to me if it did. But I'm still satisfied with what it ended up doing. I wish the first half of the chorus wasn't instrumental based, even though it's not like a long part of the song, but it just bothers me that it was instrumental based, not only because I don't like instrumental based chorus, especially when the instrumental is nothing really particularly interesting or weird or hard-hitting, but we already had an instrumental based chorus in this album, so it feels a little repetitive in that regard. But I still like it, and the the second half of the chorus is really good, and as I said, the beginning and the vibe of the song in general are really good, but there's not much to say about it. But yeah, it is a good song. In terms of the ratings, I think I'm gonna give this one a solid 8.7 out of 10, which is about there in between all the songs so far. As I said, like, G-idol in general has very high quality B-sides, and as you can see by my ratings for these songs, they tend not a single song out of this album is less than an 8 out of 10. Like, even if I don't think I will listen to it ever, I still think they're pretty good songs, which is why they're all like very high rated. But yeah, the album as a whole, I think out of these songs, the ones that I might listen to the most is going to be Where Is Love and Lost and potentially Alone in the Winter. I'm not sure. I'll have to listen to all these songs a little more to see which one I will end up listening to the most, but so far Where Is Love and Lost are the most likely candidates. But yeah, I like the album. I think it's a good album, and it's a good album for G-idle as well, not just in general. But again, similarly to what I said in my last album reaction, which I reacted to MC and D's album, I can't say for sure that this is like going to be the best album, because these songs are good and I'll listen to them, and I have listened to them in the case of like MC and D's album, but there haven't been songs in this album that I'm like super blown away by how good of a quality the album is. Like, there haven't been songs in this album where every single song is like a title track level of quality. Like, I'm looking for something like how I felt about Stray Kids' In Life. No, was it In Life? No, it was Go Life, because I still haven't reacted to In Life and I should do that, but it's gonna be a little while until I get to that. So yeah, they're good songs, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily the best thing, so I'm not gonna say whether it's gonna be part of the best albums of the year, especially because we're also just in the beginning of the year, so everything could change. But yeah, it's definitely a good album, so if you wanna buy it, go and buy it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Also check out the list in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you end up enjoying my stories, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon where you can pledge support and help with the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!